Hello, you fantastical smart traders, and welcome to Emoji Finance. I'm Z, and today I'll be hosting all the way from the United Kingdom. I'm really excited to be here with you today, sharing with you what I see in the Bitcoin charts today, my thoughts and possible upcoming trades before addressing the all important question: will Bitcoin reach the huge, exciting target of $200,000 soon? Oh my Lord. You never know, my fellow traders. This unbiased insight might set you up for your next big trade, your big $1 million trade. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss a second of it. See you soon. Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome again. Before we get into it, I just want to remind you to subscribe for up-to-date, on-point chart analysis and Bitcoin breaking news. Let's get into it. Today, we're going to be starting with the higher time frame of the daily and then 1 hour. Righto, so before I start talking about all the analysis and patterns that I see, just want to give you a high-level initial reaction of what the daily looks like to me. First of all, I think it's pretty obvious that I am stoked. Absolutely ecstatic. We've seen a huge pump back up all the way from down here, end of July, beginning of August. We've seen about a 72.5% pumpage. Absolutely huge. Really, really happy. Made some big money off of that. And B, who will be presenting the next video, I'm sure, also made some crazy gains. We're both super pumped. Righto, let's put some of those charts and patterns on. Okay, first thing to note is this white channel over here. Well, what looks like a channel, just rising ascending wedge, essentially. I put this on a couple days ago. I think it was last week, and we stayed within that rising ascending wedge pretty well up until this point where I poo-pooed my pants. I thought we were going to come crashing down. Naturally, the rising ascending wedge is a bearish chart pattern. And so when this fake out happened, I genuinely believed we were in trouble. We could have come all the way down to low 40s. Worst case, all the way down to 30s again. We're not going to talk about that though, because that was just a big fakey. Fakey until you makey, they say. Right, so broke out and looks like we are pumping up again. Now, if we look at, ignore those lines, let's look at the Fibonacci retracement. You can see now we are looking at that golden pocket, the all-important 0.618 golden pocket. It looks like we are going to smash it. We will get there, folks. Hang in. It might not necessarily be this week, even though it absolutely looks like it's going to be. It might not, though. Just prepare for that. We might see a small correction because of the big pumpage. You might see a small correction, a healthy correction. It will be a good thing. Trust me, we see a small correction, we will hit that. But what the other potential is that we obviously hit that this week, possibly this weekend. Now, if we look at the yellow lines I've drawn in here, that, my friends, is a pennant. Bear flag, pennant, whatever you want to call it. It's almost the same thing. We see a spike up and then that pennant or bear flag. And then we breaking out of that as well on the daily. Absolutely fantastic. That is a bullish flag, bullish trend, my friends. Let's take some measured moves. All right. If we were to be overly bullish or possibly realistic, we'll take the measure move from the end of the flag there, pop that on top, and wow, all the way smashing past that golden pocket. Now let's take a more prudent approach, and what probably it looks like a more realistic approach. We'll take a smaller measured move, and Bob's your uncle, straight into that golden pocket, my friends. That's what I see happening. We're going to be smashing into that golden pocket and therefore back into that ascending wedge. Woo! So excited. Just err on the caution, though, my friends. If we look down here at the volume, unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a huge amount of volume. That is something we do need to be cautious of. If you look over here, here, we saw huge volume. And as we know, that might be institutions. Something I'm a little bit cautious of is we're not seeing much institutional play over here, though. So watch out, friends, watch out. But looking down here in the RSI, it looks like we broke out of the RSI a couple of days ago. And in true form, Bitboy to the moon, we're come back into that RSI wedge, and we still got some room for maneuvering into the upside here, which is that maneuvering back up into that golden pocket, smashing the wall of the golden pocket, and up we go. Now, looking at the 1 hour, let's zoom in a little bit. As I said, we might potentially see some healthy correction just because of the way we shot up in this recent pumpage. And I've drawn in this yellow horizontal line here reflecting the previous all-time high of this pumpage before we saw the slight correction here and forming this perfect double bottom W pattern. Right. So the reason I've drawn this in is if we fail to hit this line, the 50.5, in the next couple of days, oh boy, friends, we might just see that small correction. And that actually looks to be happening now. But this could just be another fakey till you makey. And then we smash up again, playing out this W pattern. Let's just have a quick look at the W pattern and price predictions before we move on. Oh, we'll get this baby out. So as you can see, W over here, boom, boom, boom. Get a horizontal line going in here, trend line, right across the neckline. Boosh, like that. Copy and paste that bad boy all the way down to the bottom, hitting up to the top of that neckline. Woo, let's do a bit more accurately. There we go. And wow, what do we have there? 52, just about 52. We got a 51.9, but that still takes a slap bang into the center of that golden pocket. So, my dear friends, it sounds like I've said golden pocket a million times in this video. That's very much what I'm seeing at the moment. Just be careful though, because as I said, there is that slight petering off of that huge interjecting massive rising wedge. Let's be cautious of that, my friends. Be woke, be wise. Right on, folks. That's it for the chart analysis. Now for the big daddy question, the holy grail of questions, the question that Auntie Janet down the road wants to know and Auntie Betty up the road want to know. Is Bitcoin going to $200,000 soon? Well, I'm going to sit up for this one because this is really important, right? We've seen unprecedented money printing, huge uncertainty in the economy. Just the basic example here is the Federal Reserve have printed unprecedented amounts of money to support the coronavirus stricken economy, right? It has sparked debates about inflation and something we keep seeing and hearing about all over YouTube. And this has helped asset prices soar. And that's something we've just seen here in the charts. We've seen that huge pumpage, and that's because people have that extra spare money to be spending. Just some data from the Fed shows the broad measure of stock of dollars known as the M2 raised from 15.34 trillion at the start of the year to 18.72 trillion in September, right? The Fed, like banks around the world, have also been really unapologetic about this and say they'll keep supporting the economy like this for as long as necessary. And that is similar to 2008. So, unless there's a global reset where all governments around the world agree to just wipe off all the debt, which, let's just be honest, is not going to happen, we need to see some huge correction in the world economies, right? We're going to see stock markets crash. We're going to see people literally pulling all their money out of traditional markets. And guess where the safe haven is? You guessed it. Auntie Betty, Auntie Janet is Bitcoin. All right. We're going to $200,000 because of the lack of faith in traditional money, the interference by governments into a capitalist economy. It just does not work, folks. For capitalist economy to really work, you need no interference. I get it. I know why they're trying to prop the economy up. I'm not oblivious to that, but it is unsustainable. So there you have it, £200,000 or dollar, sorry, is coming. I'm not too sure when, but it is coming. And that's my view, folks. You heard it here first. When you're driving a new Lambo after your big daddy trade, and Auntie Betty up the road is asking, "Wow, boy, just last week you were borrowing money to buy yourself some bread." You send her here. You send her to Zee and Bee at Emoji Finance. You tell her, "These dogs told me the big daddy trade. They showed me the big money." Thank you, folks. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification button. Adios.